Hello, I'm Bookface, and I'm back with another speed drawing. This one based on Pokemon, because, interesting enough, Pokemon and Ben 10 are the two properties that I wanted to that I wanted to make drawings off of the most. Starting out with Empoleon. I plan on doing the whole Sinnoh starter trio. As of now, I've got Empoleon, and I've also done Torterra, which you will see very far in the future. So look for that. I think Sinnoh had the best starters of any region, and you can fight me on that. But interestingly enough, Empoleon was actually my least favorite of the three, which is why I wanted to start with them, just see if I could work with the design a little bit. The eyes were a bold choice, I do recognize. I think it worked out, but maybe it didn't. Write in the comments if it worked out or not. But yeah, I was kind of going for some like kaiju, like almost like a penguin Godzilla, which is a very different concept. I based the beak, which is slightly cut off in the recording for some reason, but I based that off the penguins from Subnautica Below Zero. You know how the beak takes up basically the whole face. The feet were difficult. Feet are very difficult for me. I can't draw feet. I don't know why. I just can't do it. I can draw hands. I can't draw feet. But here I'm making the little webbed toesies, though it's just really hard to profile. Because I also don't know exactly how this thing's standing. I mean, it's kind of profile, but also kind of straightforward. It's a little tricky to determine, so foot positioning might be a little bit off. And here we go. Yes, my patented strategy of copy and paste. Look, work smarter, not harder. I don't do either, but that's typically what you should do. But yeah, this one, foot. I don't know where I'm going. Here's the thing: I don't script these. I don't plan these. I just wait until there's a quiet moment in the house and I record these. So, yeah, you're getting my full, unedited, unplanned commentary. Oh yeah, the hands were one of my favorite parts, just because. So I technically based them off of like the arms of Scyther, but I think they actually more closely. Oh, whoopsie doozy. But I actually based them. No. Anyways, like I was saying, I initially based them off of the design for Scyther because I think that was a great design. But I'm realizing after the fact it looks more like, oh yeah, I couldn't get that to unselect for some reason. I don't know why. Frustrations of not fully understanding your drawing program. But I realized after the fact they look a lot more like the arms of Mega Garchomp, which really slowed down for a second. Which I also very much like. Just one of my favorite parts of Empoleon's design is that the flippers, while still looking like flippers, also kind of have like a sword-like manner to them, and feel a lot sturdier. Because Empoleon could be a very awkward little guy. Because I mean, he's got a very stocky build, and the creature he's based on, a penguin, are not the most agile or mobile-looking creatures. But they managed to, you know, work with that by making him very stocky, very strong seeming. Like he he seems like a bit of a unit. And wow, my drawing hasn't really gone anywhere in a little bit. um, hmm. This is either a glitch in me watching it, or I just had a hard time figuring out what to do next. So how's your day? Good weather? I love weather. Me too. That's my favorite weather. Ah, man, drawing me really screwed me over with this one. Um, hmm. What else did I like about this drawing? I enjoyed the little trident pattern on the head. I think it's very fascinating. It's a very unique concept. I like how it sort of blends in with the beak. So it was very fun working with that. Kind of cool. I'm realizing I also kind of made it like almost like I tried to combine a penguin with a T-Rex, which interesting. One thing I wasn't certain about and ultimately didn't do, but was hesitant about. Okay, there we go. Finally. Oh yeah, I gave him a collar based on the fact that I'm pretty sure that looked like it was already there. I think my recording just messed up. But yeah, one thing that I forgot to. Oh right, I was considering giving him a tail because I think Empoleon does have a bit of a tail, and I feel like that in a way that could like balance this creature out a bit. Give it so it's not too front heavy, which kind of looks front heavy, top heavy, whatever you want to call it, heavy. Uh, Not shaming here, but but ultimately I just decided not to go with the tail. And so this is the final of the creature itself. Now I'm just working on the background. A lot of whites. It's kind of tricky because like I wanted to give it a snowy, icy kind of background, and it's very hard to do that in the sense that it's very tempting to just make everything white or a very, very light blue, which is sort of where I went with it. But that kind of puts very, very little contrast, if any, in the background. Like, you see, the difference between that light blue and that slightly less light blue is so small and arbitrary. I can't exactly tell if that's an intentional, like, this is the ground, and this is the not ground. Okay, but now I cleared it up. I worked with saturation a bit. The sky is much more saturated blue. The icy ground is a sort of pale blue. The mountains in the background, which I use for cool background. I don't know where I was going with that. Is all like white and grayed. Um, there's gonna be a weird thing that comes up in a bit because, there it is. So basically, the way I work with Photoshop is I have it shrunk down to half the screen because I can't focus on one thing at a time, so I have to have multiple things up. But because of that, but there's like certain things like that to adjust, which I use there, that you need to have it at least somewhat fuller screen. So I had to extend the window a bit, and that made it a little weird with the recording software because it still wanted to fit in the same space, so it had to distort itself a little bit. And then I put a little bit of a pattern on the mountains, which initially I liked. I thought it was cool, but ultimately it comes a little too. It's just a little too clear. It's good to leave those patterns subtle, especially when you're working with something that's supposed to be a fairly good distance in the background. So that's definitely the one big complaint I'd have about this one, which if all you're complaining about is the mountains way in the background, then I feel like it's a job well done. I tried to. Ooh, everything's gone black. Um, one moment. Okay, so in short, my recording software just had a slight meltdown. For some reason, it still doesn't want to display the final product in the timeline. I don't know why. But yeah, here's the finished product. I call it the Arctic Emperor because for some reason I feel like being fancy with the names. Also, I couldn't think of a funny penguin joke. So, yeah, here's the big guy. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If I went back, I'd probably put more consideration into like working in a tail, which would probably go more into like figuring out the positioning beforehand because, I mean, I feel like the stance doesn't quite set up for like a tail, except maybe like a very stocky short one. I definitely would have changed up mountains because again, that looks so rough. But ultimately, I still am happy with this. This is, I think, one of my best drawings in a while. Until you see some later ones, trust me, I've done some pretty good ones. I'm actually quite proud of how this series is going. This series of drawings. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. If there's some sort of creature or show or whatever that you want me to make a drawing off of, let me know, and I might work with that. I'm always good for inspiration. And I will see you next time. Bye.